Hey guys, hey, you know what? I wanted to take on this video, I wanted to take a look at our Kodiak canvas 10 by 14 deluxe Flexbow tent and talk to you guys a little bit about it. I did this video about a year ago, actually I think almost exactly a year ago, and about having it, and actually I showed the video on how we set it up. So if you want to look at that video, just go right here and click on that link and it will take you to the video. I will also put a link below, so if you want to continue watching this video and then go to that one, you can do that also. But I wanted to do this because there's a lot of people who are thinking about buying a canvas tent, and so they go to YouTube and they always see this tent or one in its family being set up for the first time, or in an extreme snow condition, or in a rain somebody has like in their backyard. But I haven't seen a lot of people do one that looks back after a long period of time in owning it. So as a consumer report video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Okay, so first of all, if you really don't want to go all the way back and watch that other video, and you want to see how it's set up, and you've drunk too much coffee, this is it. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about this tent. And first of all, one of the most common questions I had been asked is, because it's not a tent that relies on guy lines, which are these ropes, except for the awning, the front awning, it's a freestanding tent which relies on stakes. Now the company does provide the tent and very long steel heavy-duty stakes, which are fantastic, and also a ground cloth, or what some people call a footprint. Kodiak calls it a tarp. So if you go to the link that I will have below, if you're interested in looking at the company I bought it from, they will say that the tarp comes with it, the bottom ground cloth. You do not have to buy one, it comes with it. Somebody kept saying it doesn't come with it. It comes with it, so no fears there. I think it's on sale for about 650 bucks right now, so you can get that. It's an expensive tent, but it's just, you get what you pay for, and I'll leave it at that. But since a lot of people had asked about the tent stakes, take a look at this video. Okay, there's no one around me, so I'll take my mask off. Hey, when we start talking about the tent, the canvas tents are pretty heavy. Yes, you can pound in the stakes. People have been watching me use the screws. They're called lag screws, and they wanted to know what lengths or whatever. These are the ones that I have here, the galvanized ones. They seem to work fine. They're 1/2 inch by 6 inches. Which is right like that. Now these seem to do a great job for me. There's only been once or twice that I felt I could have used something a little bit larger or longer, but you know, it's $1 more for the 8 inch. But let me show you the difference between the two. These are $3.44 a piece at Home Depot, and the 8 inch are $4.46. So if you're going to get about 16 of them, you know, you're looking at, yeah, a $16 difference between the two. But this is the 8 inch. Okay, so that's going to really go in pretty deep, and that's going to handle just about anything you want. And so this is a difference of them side by side. Like I said, for the desert, most of the time, the 6 inch is going to do great. But now and then, in the heavy wind, I have to admit, I've had 1 or 2 pull up. So if you've got the money and you've got a really good drill, these are probably the better ones to have, okay? So that's all I'm going to say on that. I've had a couple people write in on the videos relating to the tent, the Kodiak 10 by 14 tent, and asked specifically about what size lag screws do I use. And so this is the area they are in Home Depot, and they're just right down here. They're called lag screws, and again, I use the 6-inch by 1/2 inch. I would think if I had to do it over again, I might have done the 8-inch by 1/2 inch, but I'm not going to spend another $60 just to do that. Okay, that's that. Okay, good. Now, again, in retrospect, I would probably have liked to have gotten the longer lag screws, the 8-inch versus the 6-inch, mainly because in soil like this, it's very rocky, but it's also kind of soft. That extra 2 inches would really have helped. There are times where I have to use the longer stakes that come with it here in the desert if the soil's a little bit too soft, and I always use the stakes that come with it in the forest and places where it's more soil than it is rock. So those are things. Now, how does it hold up in the wind? Well, let's start off first of all by saying we have used this tent for well over 100 days in the last 18 months. We usually never set it up unless we're going to stay in it for at least 5 days or 6 days. So we've been in this now for about 8 days at this location. We're in the Sonora Desert in Arizona. It's almost December. We've had it for over 100 days. I have a little bit of spotted mildew or mold, and I'm going to have to brush that out with a little bit of like oxy soap and wash it off. It was a little tiny bit damp when I put it away one time, so I have that in one of my corners. I'm going to have to take care of that. But otherwise, it has survived torrential downpours for hours and hours and hours, and there's no leakage. As far as wind, hey, if you've ever been in the desert or lived in the desert or traveled in the desert or camped in the desert, you know that we get a lot of wind here, and sometimes it'll go for 2 or 3 days. One reason I wanted to film right now is I woke up a little before sunrise and there was no wind. But usually it's pretty windy here, and sometimes the windstorms will come for 20 hours straight of sustained winds of 25 miles an hour and up to 40 to 50 miles an hour. And I've had 0 problems with this tent, even freestanding without guy lines. If you put those stakes or those lag screws in well and the ground is secure, you have nothing to worry about. This tent is bomb proof. The nice thing again is it's 10 by 14. So as you can see by this video, I am using it right now just as a little office. I got a table and I've stored things instead of having to climb in and out of the van to have it there. If Marvy and I want to have dinner in there or play card games or dominoes or watch a movie and have dinner and walk around a little bit and it's too windy outside, we can do that in the tent. We don't need to live in this tiny little cramped van. So for us, for the 100 days that we have lived in it, we've either slept in it with our cots or we've used it as like a living space. It was a fantastic investment. They come in varying sizes, and I can tell you that the people who have considered a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 14 usually go up to the 10 by 14. The extra weight and footprint of it isn't that much more, but it gives you so much more room, and it's really great. And even many of the people who have a 10 by 10 have said, you know, I kind of wish I would have gotten the extra, 2 feet on either side. It does make a tremendous difference. So take that into consideration. It is heavy, so you want to make sure you're not going to be buying it and putting it in the back of the Prius and taking up all your valuable space. So it's probably not the best tent to keep with you in a small vehicle, but in a normal size van or truck, it's just a great second home or second house. The other nice thing is if you're a van life person or RV person and you're on limited income and your vehicle breaks and your only option for maybe a week is to stay in a hotel, that's paid for this tent right away, just in 5 days. So 8 days, depending on what motel you go to. But this you can set up at a campground and live in while your vehicle's being fixed, or whatever emergency situation. It's a great idea. It also holds your campsite. So if you're wanting to get a campsite and you're worried that if you come back later on that day, say you want to do some day hikes and things, and the campsites are going to be filled, you can go ahead and get your site, set it up, and take off, and no one's going to well, it's the moment I say no one's going to steal your tent, that's the day it's going to be stolen. So but anyway, we've had a great time with it. It's a fantastic tent. Let me see, has there been any other questions? The stakes were one. Setup time, again, it's only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, probably quicker with 2 people. I usually do it by myself. I think in about 3 years, Marvy's going to have to help me as I get a little older. There is no odor or smell to it. It's quiet in the wind. It's not like a nylon that flaps like crazy. So it's just a wonderful tent. So again, if you have any questions or concerns or experiences with a canvas tent, or you want to know more specific information, let me know. But again, I'm going to put a link to the company's website. I think they're called Competitive Edge. I'll put a link down below to their website. I am not sponsored by them. I'm not getting anything from Kodiak or Competitive Edge. You may want to tell them you saw my video and give them a link, just so that they can appreciate the fact that someone's out there promoting their... Okay, not going to ramble on anymore. If you appreciate this video and you've managed to go back and look at some of our videos, please be sure to subscribe. We need subscribers. Watch as many videos as you can. Make a lot of comments. Subscribe. Thumbs up also really helps us out. We're doing this all on a very, very limited income. It takes a lot of work to put videos together. So if you like this and you can support us, please visit either our website at robandmarvy.com or go to our Patreon page, where you can donate every month, like $2 or $5 or $10, whatever you can afford would be really appreciated. Again, hats off to all of our current Patreon folks. You guys are lifesavers. We really do appreciate your support and your loyalty. So that's it. Anyway, we'll see you guys down the road.